Look how pink that one is compared to that. That did not make me happy.
You ready?
Hey, I'm Mary Lynn. Welcome back to my channel. If you're a skincare enthusiast and a skincare ingredient enthusiast, then you're in the right place. I've got a great video for you today. Guess what I've got? That's right, this is an Empties video, or like Taylor Wynn says, a good old Raves and rejects. There are things in here that I loved enough to go all the way to the very bottom, and there's some things in here that I just could not finish, and we'll talk about all of it. So stay tuned and let's get right to the video. Okay, so we're gonna start pulling from here, and we're going to do skincare first for my skincare enthusiasts. And the first thing I have are the Peter Thomas Roth Un-Wrinkle Peel Pads. You can look in here and I'll show you. Look how many I have left. I only finished maybe half of these, and it's a 20% acid complex. It's got glycolic, salicylic, lactic acids. It says it has vitamin A, C, and E, chamomile. It's alcohol-free, fragrance-free. There's really not supposed to be anything wrong with these. I just could not finish them. I'll tell you what I think it was. The pads that are in here are scratchy. Well, God, they don't smell good either. I think they turned bad because I never finished them. That's how long I've had these. The pads in here are scratchy. The chemical exfoliants that I'm using now are things that I have that are in a bottle, and I put it on my own cotton round. When I take this out and I run it across my face, it just doesn't feel good on my skin, and so I wouldn't look forward to using these. The reason I don't think I finished these is that I just didn't like the way it felt when I was using it on my skin. When it comes to skincare, yes, it's about treating our skin, moving forward with our skin, but it's also about the experience. And I just did not like the experience of these. I kept them, I tried to use them, and I think I kept them till they went bad. That's a did not finish. Next up, this is a great one. Naked Actives Magnesium Ascorbyl Phosphate Vitamin C Serum. You can get this off Amazon. This is actually my second bottle that I finished. Magnesium ascorbyl phosphate is a derivative of L-ascorbic acid. As a sensitive skin person, I was not able to tolerate L-ascorbic acid, so I started with this vitamin C derivative, was able to integrate that into my skincare routine, and went through 2 bottles of this, and now have been graduated up to the more active L-ascorbic acid successfully. That has been very good for me. I would recommend trying this if you're someone with sensitive skin who is wanting to use vitamin C. Start with a derivative, then you can work your way up to something more active, and that way you won't get yourself into a situation where you're sensitizing your skin. The other advantage of using magnesium ascorbyl phosphate is that it is not as sensitive to air, so you don't have to worry about the product going bad on you. You don't feel like you have to rush your way through it. As a person with sensitive skin, sometimes we're wanting to integrate things in slowly into our skincare routine. And with the L-ascorbic acid, I feel like, oh, I have to use it every day because I have to use it up, which can make me put something on my skin too much with sensitive skin. If I'm using the magnesium ascorbyl phosphate and I want to go every other day, then I don't feel bad like the product's going to go bad. Naked Actives Vitamin C Serum has been a great find. Highly recommend. Next up, from First Aid Beauty, the 5-in-1 Bouncy Mask. I really enjoyed this. I think I put this in here. Yeah, oh, it smells good. Because it got hidden in the back of my skincare drawer. I forgot about it, and it had been there for almost a year. I'll tell you how I used to use this when I was traveling a lot. I would use this in hotel rooms because I knew that my skin was going to get dehydrated. So if you suffer from dehydration, this will really feel like just a drink of water on your skin. Just put it on for about 10 minutes, then tissue it off, take it off with a white microfiber washcloth, and go on with the rest of your skincare routine. Next up is the Kate Somerville DermalQuench Wrinkle Warrior. This is an aerosol hydrating treatment. And it comes out as an aerosol, and then you can just, and obviously you can use it on your whole face as part of your skincare routine. And really, you know, all it does is hydrate things And I mean, it feels good going on, don't get me wrong. I just didn't feel like part of my layering, it was adding that much to my routine. It got shoved to the back of the drawer and I'm not using it. I'm not gonna keep it around. Next up is the Kate Somerville Daily Nourish Moisturizer. This is a great moisturizer. I love this as a daytime moisturizer. For me, it was not heavy enough for at night is my occlusive moisturizer that goes over everything. It smells good. She doesn't have fragrance in anything of hers. She does have these little airtight pumps where you press it and some comes out. Oh, there's a little bit left. Oh, well, my hands are gonna feel good. Okay. Oh God. I love her products. And I do love that airtight pump because you just don't have to worry about anything going bad. So that's a great moisturizer. Now this is an interesting one. This is the Drunk Elephant F-Bomb. Leave how they treat their social media aside with Drunk Elephant. As a person with a history of sensitive skin, some of their products can be very good because they have that very specific list of things that they leave out. And those things can cause me sensitivity. So I always am interested in their new products. Now, as they've expanded their line, some of their new products have so many ingredients in them that as somebody who has sensitive skin, I'm thinking, I don't want to try something that has 82 ingredients. But when the F-Bomb came out and it was a nighttime treatment, I thought, well, occasionally I don't feel like doing my 8-step skincare. Will this be something that I can use on the nights when I just kind of want to wash my face, maybe tone, put something on? I tried it for that and I really didn't feel like it did much for me. I ended up using this as my occlusive moisturizer at the end of the night to sort of seal everything in because it is very heavy. I don't think there's any, oh, why? I hadn't finished anything. Okay, there was a little bit left. Let's see. There. So it's, you know, but I mean, it's heavy, but not super heavy. But for the price, I didn't want to be spending that kind of money to seal everything in after I've already put on all my actives. It felt good. It did not cause a skin reaction. I wouldn't spend that kind of money. I would not purchase it again. Now we're getting to something I have two of. This is the Farmacy Green Clean Makeup Melt-Away Cleanser. This really is my favorite makeup remover. I like this for a lot of reasons. Number one, there's nothing in here that sensitizes my skin. Number two, it comes with a little spatula to help you scoop it out. And it starts off as a balm and then, you know, you can work that on your face and then you put it on and it turns into a milk. When it turns into a milk, the milk feels good and it rinses clean compared to like the Clinique Take the Day Off. I've used the Drunk Elephant Slay Cleanser. That actually made me break out, I think because it's got shea butter in it. This is my favorite. And I've got another one going right now. This is a product that's got a tiny bit left in it and I can't believe I didn't get a chance to finish it, but I'd had the bottle for 2 years, so I just was not going to keep it. And it's the Alpha H Liquid Gold with glycolic acid. If you have acne scars or pigmentation, you need to look into this product because it has done wonders for me. This is not a daily peel. This is not an in the morning on the go peel. This is more along the lines of P50. P50's got numbing agents in it and things like that, and this does not. This is a little bit more what I think elegantly formulated than P50. To really get the benefits of this with the Alpha H, you use it and then don't put anything else on and go to bed if you really want to see some results with your acne scarring. This is an excellent product. I highly recommend. I will repurchase it at some point in the future. Now, good news, I used to have to order this from Cult Beauty over in the UK, and Sephora carries this line now. Alpha H Liquid Gold Peel, highly recommend. Okay, next up is a reject, and this is the CERA-VE PM Facial Moisturizing Lotion. To let you know, this is highly recommended by a lot of people. There are plenty of people that use this as their morning lotion because they use a separate sunscreen. I will let you know that for me, this caused my skin to sting. Now, there are people that think it's the niacinamide in this that causes people's skin to sting. I use niacinamide all the time. I use a niacinamide toner. I use a serum that has niacinamide in it. So my skin is used to niacinamide. I've reviewed the ingredient deck and I do not know what it is in here that caused my skin to sting, but I'm going to hang on to this so I can hang on to the back of it and keep an eye out for what possibly it was. But if you have sensitive skin, I do not recommend this. Okay, there are two of these. One of them I started and didn't finish, and they were little 100-point perks from Sephora, but it's the Super Berry Hydrate and Glow Dream Mask, and it's supposed to be a vitamin C mask from Youth to the People. I used it a couple of times. Number one, I don't like stuff in jar packaging. I feel like once I open it, it's starting to turn. This has got L-ascorbic acid in it, so I know it's really starting to turn once I open it and the air gets to it. I used this and it did hydrate. I feel like what I do for myself on a daily basis with my serums and my oils was probably hydrating more than this mask. It just really wasn't anything special, so I wasn't about to open the other one and waste my time with it. I don't recommend. Okay, and this, it's like, what was I thinking type thing. But again, I'm working on a couple of videos, so this was exploratory skincare ordering. This is from Be Vision, and it's their pure snail slime, and it says it's 99% helix aspersa pura, and it's from Rome. Trying to find, because we all love our galactomyces and our snail slime, and I thought, well, you know, maybe, but in actuality, you know, God, it's just, it says it doesn't have any fragrance in it, but it is highly fragrant smelling, and I used it maybe 3 times and it just made my skin red right when I put it on, and so I just didn't like the reaction that I was having. Whether or not this has fragrance in it or not, it wasn't good for my skin. I had a sensitized reaction, so I do not recommend. Okay, next up is the Josie Maran. What is this? The Whipped Argan Oil Body Butter, SPF 45. It's got zinc and titanium oxide in it. I got this with the intention of using this on my chest every day. I would not recommend this for a body sunscreen. I think it would just be too hard to rub in. I didn't finish it, and I'll tell you why I wasn't good about following through on putting sunscreen on my chest every day. I am somebody who does not keep sunscreen for more than a year. I have ended up on the beach with last year's sunscreen and gotten burned before. So if that's ever happened to you, that will make sure you are cleaning out your sunscreen. So that is why this is in the empties bin. It is from last year. So I will be repurchasing and working on that skincare routine for my chest. We'll see how that goes. Okay, I've got one hair care item, and this is something I have repurchased. I think this is my 3rd, but this is the Bumble & Bumble Don't Blow It Fine Hair Styler. And this is actually something that you can use if you're going to air dry your hair. And I know a lot of us are staying home more, but if you have long, fine hair like I do, and I've got a lot of it, you can see, I can use this, run it through my hair. I don't go to the roots, but I run it about mid-shaft down, run it through with my hair, then I go through with a wet dry brush and let my hair air dry. I get a good finish, a glossy finish. It's easy to comb my hair with the wet dry brush. I don't get a lot of tangles. You know, it says great hair days without heat or hassle. So it's a good styling product for that. If you have a hair type like mine and you're not blowing your hair out because you're not going out as much anymore, this is a great product for that. It gives you a nice finish without being sticky. So I have really enjoyed this, and I've already got a new one started. Okay, I've got 2 body products. The first is the Gillette Venus Shave Cream, and this one's in Freesia. I like a couple of things about this. I like how it stands up in the shower, not a bottle that's going to leave a rust rings. It was pretty easy to squirt out until it got to the end. You can see how much I left in here. I just wasn't able to get it out, which was really just kind of frustrating. I did like it for shaving. It was easy to use. It stayed on my leg even when the shower water was kind of going everywhere, so I could kind of track where I had been. I would repurchase this. Is it my favorite shave gel ever? No, I'm on the hunt for that, but I did like it. It was good. Okay, next up is Love Beauty and Planet Body Wash, and this is a reject. You can see I only made it to right there. And sometimes with sensitive skin, I fall into the trap of thinking, well, if it's ethically sourced, maybe it will be better for my skin. So, you know, this says all the good things it does for the planet, which is great. And it's also no sulfates and no parabens, things like that, which usually helps my skin. But it does have sandalwood in it. And I think that probably that essential oil made it a little bit tough on my skin. So I ended up not being able to finish this guy. Okay, next up I have a few makeup empties. This is one of the Clarins lip oils, and this one is completely, there's nothing left. These feel great on your lips. They give your lips a nice glossy finish. I've never liked these on top of other lip colors. I am somebody who likes to layer lip colors. They do have a nice color. Each color is a different flavor. This one is O2 Raspberry, and there's one that's honey that I also like a lot, but I really enjoyed this one. Okay, I've got another makeup empty, and this is one of the Dior lip glows, and I finished this down to the nub. And this is in the shade 10, and you can see It's super cute. I don't know if I can get... It adds a little bit of color, a little bit of sparkle. These are supposed to be a little bit plumping. I did not notice any kind of plumping with this at all. This is something that I would just keep in my purse and maybe wear just for me. Next up, I've got a mascara Empties. This is the Maybelline Lash Lift Falsies So Fierce. It's got a great brush. Gives you that false lash effect. And I layer it. I put the Revlon So Fierce on first. And then the next thing I have is a lipstick that I actually love, and it's pretty new. It's one of the new Revlon Shine lipsticks. And this is in the shade 02 Nude Illuminator, and it melted in the car. I'll probably go get another one of these because I really like the way this looks. I'm not wearing a ton of lipstick these days because of wearing masks and everything, but this is one that just felt good to put on and wear around the house, and so I'll probably repurchase that. Okay. Next, I've got a drugstore foundation that I tried. I was just looking for something really for filming to get a more natural look, and so I tried the Revlon Candid Glow. And it's hard, you have to guess your shade. It was just so pink looking compared to what I actually look like. What I ended up doing was going to Ulta and getting some of the Cover FX pigment drops to use on a foundation that I already like how it performs, and that worked out great. This is the Revlon Candid. I just decided to take a pass on trying to figure out my shade. All right. Next up, I've got the Sephora Collection Concealer. I have this in the shade Bavarian Cream. I used to wear a more full coverage look on a day-to-day basis. I'd wear a medium coverage foundation, use a concealer under my eyes. That's the type of look that I like. My skin's looking better now. You know, my acne scars aren't as prominent. My pigmentation from scarring has gone away a lot. Day-to-day, when I'm not filming, I wear tinted sunscreen, so I don't need concealer anymore, and my skin tone's just a little bit darker than when I was using this. This is probably a year old, and that's the other reason that this is in the empties bin, because I worry about this stuff starting to harbor bacteria. I don't like to keep makeup that long. So I'm done with this. Next up, I've got two lipsticks from Urban Decay. One of them's their Comfort Matte formula, and one of them is their Mega Matte formula. And I realized after getting these lipsticks and trying to put them to use that I just really don't like the way matte lipsticks feel, or I haven't found any matte lipsticks that I like the way they feel and look. One of these is the shade 1993, which is the kind of shade that I like to wear, but I didn't like the way it felt on my lips, so I just really never used these. The other shade I got, I don't know what I was thinking the day I bought this. I don't think I was thinking. I got this kind of red color, which would be a special occasion color for me, but these guys have been sitting in the drawer a couple of years, and I just don't like to keep stuff when it gets that old if I'm not using it. So that's why these guys are in the empties bin. But for me, I'm just not going to be purchasing any more matte lipsticks. This was not a good purchase at all. When I put these on, they looked fine going on, but then they dried down into my lip lines, and then even worse, when they wore off so that I had a ring of color around the outside of my lip and no color on the inside. So these guys were a fail. Next up, I have a couple of glosses that I cleaned out because they were just starting to look a little funky. One of them's from Tarte. It's one of their water glosses. It's shade 1000, and you can see it's just the kind of gloss I love. It's a little bit of a berry tone, but it's got some glitter in it that makes it a sort of unicorn glitter that makes it a little bit more interesting. It's just dried up. It doesn't move on my lips. That's the reason I am getting rid of it. I'm trying to get that off my hand. I did enjoy this. Next up is a gloss from Lancome, which from looking at it, you would think this is something I would love. It's labeled shade 230, and I just never used it. And I think the issue is, it's kind of dried up in there now. I think the issue is I like to put on a lipstick and then layer a gloss on top, you know, something with some sparkle or some glitter. And this is the kind of thing that has its own shade in it, but I never used it. Next up, we've got a lipstick from CoverGirl, and I can tell you why this ended up in this bin. This is a demi matte formula, and I bought this at the drugstore really based on the shade, because that looks like me. Why I need 20 lipsticks that are all the same shade, I do not know. I don't like the way matte and demi-matte looks on me. I think it emphasizes the lines in my lips a little bit, and I just don't like the way it feels. I just didn't wear this, and it's been sitting there not getting used, and it's probably bad. It's over a year old. I put that one in the empties bin, and I'm gonna get rid of it. This is one of the NARS lip pencils. A lot of their crayons are matte. This one says it's satin, but to me, it still feels that way on my lips. Maybe it's a mental thing coming out of a pencil and, you know, not a bullet, but it's been sitting in the drawer not getting used. It's little. I don't know if this was a perk. I just didn't really like the way this felt on my lips. A little bit like skincare for me. It can be the perfect shade and I still will not wear it. That's why this guy's ended up in the empties bin. You know, even the satin lip pencils, if you're thinking about trying them, if you do not like matte lipsticks, I would not recommend trying these guys. So that's it for today's video. We've taken a look at all the raves and rejects, everything that I finished and everything that I did not finish. If you enjoyed today's video, please hit the like button and also consider hitting subscribe. My name's Mary Lynn, and you'll be notified for more skincare related content in the future. I hope you have a great day. Bye!